The way I always look at it, you've got plates spinning, and sometimes you're spinning this and spinning this and spinning this one.
We ran an outdoor television show together for a number of years. I think you don't realize you actually have more fires to put out on the roofing side than you ever would at the fire department. And this here is our biggest investment.
As far as what goes into a roofing system, everybody thinks it's just shingles on a roof, right? And when you have baseball-sized hail hitting a shingle like this, and you don't find a mark on it, it's pretty amazing.
On this episode of Roofing Insights, we're taking you all the way to Bryan, Texas. We're gonna introduce you to our friends from Rock-Crete Roofing, Matt Miller and Aaron Pruitt. This is an amazing story of two friends, firefighters, who decided to get into roofing business together. Let's go.
Hello, my name is Aaron Pruitt. I'm the owner of Rock-Crete Foam Insulators and Roofing.
Hello, my name is Matt Miller. I'm the general manager of Rock-Crete Foam Insulators and Roofing.
My dad and I, we own this company together. Been in business for a little over 20 years, and Dad's built a lot of homes, custom homes over the years, and we had a customer that kind of how it all got started that wanted a spray foam insulation. We couldn't get anybody from Houston or Dallas at the time to come do it. Dad and I went to a class and learned about spray foam insulation, and that's really kind of where all this started and how it began. Came back and built our first rig, started doing spray foam, and continued on with construction. The way I look at it, anybody that's in construction, especially the roofing business, and you're dealing with a multitude of customers any given time and a multitude of jobs, the way I always look at it, you've got plates spinning, and sometimes you're spinning this and spinning this and spinning this one, and then this starts wild, and you got to go over there and spin it again. So you have to be very good at just kind of multitasking and staying on top of it.
So Aaron and I met in the fire department around 2006, so it's been quite a while. We started hunting together and hanging out, some fishing on their days off. Aaron had started filming his hunts, and we decided that we kind of wanted to start a TV show. So I started doing the editing while we were doing the filming, and we started a business together. So we ran an outdoor television show together for a number of years while we remained at the fire department.
I absolutely love the fact that these two firefighters actually went on TV and for years have been shooting this TV show. I hope that they will bring that talent to the roofing industry and will be educating homeowners what's going on in the trades, because roofers, we know drama.
A couple years ago, we decided to shut that down. Basically, Aaron partnered up with his dad, and then I came in and helped him with the business side of everything, along with sales and production. But now we're doing a lot of shingle roofs. We've also done commercial roofs, metal roofs. We're even doing storm restoration when it deals with siding, windows, paint. As the company continues to expand, we look forward to the days we can retire from the fire department and just keep the construction rolling.
Because it's a young man's game. I'm not that old, but I've been doing it a long time, and I feel the pains in the morning sometimes when we have a fire at night. And that was kind of my goal, is to set the groundwork so when I retire, I think I'm about 4 years away from eligibility for retirement, and that way we can just roll right into that and just keep going.
Mr. Avery, he contacted us and come out and visit with. Matt and I both did, and actually had a real good conversation, built a real good rapport. He just let us know up front, hey, he's very military, old school. He's like, hey, I'm not showing you any insurance paperwork, best man wins the job. We left, both had a real good feeling about it, and long and short, we put our bid and everything together. Calls me back the next day. He says, I'll tell you what, he says, after everything you explained to me, he says, that is a better product. He says, you are the highest price, but basically we built value, and he's like, he wanted us to take care of his job, take care of his home. It's the biggest asset that he has is your home, and roof's a very integral part of that.
I don't know if you guys caught the whole story. This is great advice for startup roofing contractors. I know how many contractors who work with insurance companies will not even provide estimate if the homeowner will not share insurance estimate with them. What happened is their homeowner did exactly that. He said, I got my roof approved by insurance company, I got estimate, I have money, I have a check, but I'm not showing it to you. I think it's a big mistake on the roofer's behalf. Learn from this story. They got a job despite the fact that they were the highest bid. The reason they got a job because they were willing to provide the estimate.
Roofing business to me, as far as 2021 and my prior background as far as in construction and then being a full-time firefighter. It's definitely gotten more complicated. It's definitely got to be more of a saturated market, and you have to differentiate yourselves from other people. One of the things though that I like about it, it's you know, it's not for everybody. You know, it can be you know, it's definitely stressful at times, and you've got to wear a lot of hats. A lot of people think you know, the roofing industry in general, you know, is hard. Learning the insurance was probably, as far as learning that part of the business, that was probably the hardest for me. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's not as hard as some people, you know, make it out to be, in my opinion.
I was introduced to this area later in life. You know, I grew up in the Houston area and in some East Texas areas. I knew I wanted to be a firefighter, and in the early 2000s, that was a difficult job to get. So I went everywhere I could drive from my house to get a job, and the city of Bryan was the first one ever offered me a job. So I ended up working in this area now for 15 years, and the city has really grown on me. It's an interesting dynamic because you're actually not that far from Austin, Houston, and Dallas, but you are your own city. It's a real tight-knit, great community. Everybody loves to stay local and shop local, and that's benefited us as a roofing company. You know, we've had multiple hailstorms in our area, and our business continues to grow because not only do we do it right, but we're local and we stand behind what we do. One of the most important things we do is invest in our business, and this here is our biggest investment. It's the Equpter. What this does, Aaron likes to call it the roofing buggy. It's a self-propelled small dump trailer that actually has a hydraulic lift where we can lift it up to the edge of the roof, allowing for a couple of things. One, the guys can throw all the debris and everything into the Equpter, and then it can drive out to the dump trailer and dump it in the dump trailer. What that does, it eliminates the probability of getting nails in the yard. It keeps a lot of the shingles off your landscaping. Also allows us to get into tight areas. There are areas in town where we can't back a dump trailer up next to your house and throw the shingles off into it. So we'll use the Equpter, we'll drive it right in there. It's got big tires, won't rut up your yard. The biggest benefit for our crew is we can actually load the shingles in here, and then we lift them up onto the roof, and the guys can just walk off the Equpter with them. And that a lot less stress on their bodies, a lot less potential of dropping bundles of shingles on your roof and hurting things. So again, investing back in our customers, trying to do the best work we possibly can.
Obviously, we had a TV show several years back, and of course you're dealing with lots of sponsors, and we had a sponsor that ultimately ended up dinging us for a little over 60 grand, 65 grand.
Yeah.
We had to pay that. We had a boat that was paid off, and we had to refinance the boat because at the time we didn't have all that extra money, and had to put some things on some credit cards to cover the airtime, and it definitely created a little bit of a financial hardship on us. And what I decided to do is to get back into construction out of necessity, kind of at the time.
Me and my video team travel a lot. We have visited over 50 businesses this year alone, and it's amazing how alike these businesses are. When we walked into Rock-Crete's warehouse, we were absolutely shocked, almost amazed how almost identical that warehouse looked to another warehouse all the way in South Dakota. Nate Schwippe with his company, everything from the layout of the shelves, materials, they both built almost identical office in the back. They both built little addition at the back. It almost looked like franchise, if you will, when it comes to the warehouse layout. So the point here is this: you don't need a lot to be successful in this business. If you hear Rock-Crete's story that Aaron Pruitt just shared, they had that to pay for their TV show, $60,000. They opened a roofing business, they rented this warehouse. You don't need a lot, but you need something. You need to be organized. You need to organize your tools, your materials. You need to do it right. And the rest is history.
The Malarkey brand, Malarkey shingle, has really conquered as far as the Houston and the Brazos Valley market. It was new, it was kind of the pariah at first when it came into this region. Nobody really wanted to touch it. We had a background in it and had done some research on it, did a little bit more research, and decided just to lock arms with them. We liked the product and what it was capable of doing. We put a lot of roofs on last year. This year, we had a hailstorm though, so that was really like a huge test for us because we kind of put all of our eggs in one basket. And when you have baseball-sized hail hitting a shingle like this, and you don't find a mark on it, it's pretty amazing. So it was a great business decision for us. It was a great decision for our customers. The ultimately the consumer, and I can't say enough good stuff about them.
In the roofing industry, we have this bad trend where roofing manufacturers are investing millions of dollars in marketing message to the consumer. Warranty is getting bigger on paper, a lot of promises, I would say a lot of over-promising and under-delivery happening in the roofing industry in general. You see claims from manufacturers, you see very questionable commercials. When roofers or consumer are watching it, lifetime wind warranties, lifetime warranties on the products. You know, we know it's not gonna last lifetime, but it looks good in the commercial, right? So when we hear stories like this, where Malarkey Vista, brand new product, not very big company, as a matter of fact, for the last few years, always ranking at the top at roofing insights test, you know, that's what we want to see. We want to see real life performance. I have seen class 4 asphalt shingles absolutely destroyed here in Minnesota after half-inch hail. As a matter of fact, I inspected really big apartment complex with a not only class 4 but very expensive class 4 shingle, over $1 million project that has to be redone again. Rock-Crete testimony is not the first testimony that we hear, and this is what we at Roofing Insights want to see more of. We want to see the products that outperform marketing promise.
As a consumer looking for a roofing contractor, I gotta say that I put a roof on my house about 5 years before I got into roofing, and I really didn't have a clue what I was doing. What I would tell, if I had to look back now, what I would say is you're not just buying the roof, you're buying the contractor. You know, is that person, what are they gonna do when it comes time for the warranty or any issues? Will they be there? Price doesn't always matter. You know, what you need is you need to look at value, and you need to decide, hey, maybe the cheapest guy isn't gonna be the best guy. Maybe I need to look at that guy that's gonna provide me with the best product. He's gonna stand behind the warranty, look for references, and make sure and talk to past customers.
I would always say stay local to whatever market that you're in. Check out their reviews. Even some of the best companies will have a few bad reviews, and but you know, really read into it and kind of do your due diligence there.
As firefighters and roofing contractors, I think you don't realize you actually have more fires to put out on the roofing side than you ever would at the fire department. You know, here in our area, luckily we've got some great preventative stuff, so fires aren't that common, but I tell you, I put out probably 5 fires a day when it comes to customer relations. That's where it all lies. The most important part of your business is how you relate to your customer, and if your customer if there's something going on, you need to deal with it, and you need to put that fire out quickly, because you know, a fire doubles every 17 seconds, and I promise you, problems double every 17 seconds if you don't deal with them quickly. Communication is the #1 thing. Let your customers know what's going on, because if they have to come and tell you, they're gonna be mad.
It's easy for us to recommend guys like Aaron and Matt. Absolutely amazing company. If you live in Bryan, Texas, that would be our recommendation, among others. Please check out directory.com for all our recommendations. I'm gonna put a link below, not only to Rock-Crete, but also to our directory, how you can find a contractor in your area. Please give it a like for those guys. Comment below, maybe compliment something nice for their business, and I'll see you guys in the next video.